Hey, everybody. We're live and we're in Gallatin, Tennessee. We've spent the day at the Veranda, which is an adult program for respite. It goes about 4 hours a day from 10 to 2. And they're one of our designated communities. And it was a great day. We had a wonderful time. We're currently at Starbucks and we're going to try to do a program live. Now, I don't know if you can see the sky behind us. But if you can, you might see a lot of really dark, threatening clouds. Yeah, they actually are threatening a severe thunderstorm, but the music inside is too loud. The people inside are doing their own thing and probably don't want to hear us talking about what we're talking about, though, I mean, I'd be happy to interrupt them. However, the background noising really and the music a bit much. So Abby and I are here. Now, what's going to be a little different about this TikTok? She's going to be the person living with dementia. And she isn't, just so we're clear. She's my she's my oldest elder daughter, first daughter, however you say that so it doesn't make her sound old. Although she is older than the other one, I'm just saying. This is Abby, Amanda's the other daughter, and I'm Teepa, Teepa Snow, and we all are part of Positive Approach to Care, which is a group that really advocates and supports a better way of providing support and care for people living with dementia, working with people living with dementia, working with family, working with professionals, working with organizations, because we believe and know, in fact, that when you do things differently, different things happen. Ooh. Well, hopefully you didn't hear so much of that, but who knows? Sorry. We are near a road, but our options were limited and we decided we'd do something. So our topic for tonight is transitions. And we're going to talk about a couple of transitions. We're going to talk about transitions in progression of when people are changing. Brains are changing. And so one of the things that happens is we go from being young and quick and all that stuff to being a little older. And there are possibilities that our hippocampal tracking may not be quite as quick and sharp because we've got more storage fat places, we've got more data that we're processing, and we might be a little slower in the uptake or retrieval more than anything. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a forgetful episode. So this is an episode that anyone might experience, and it's not just age. Anybody who's had some sleep deprivation, anybody who's been like severely busy about stuff, anybody who's been really taken in multiple directions and is trying to remember and do like multiple roles in life, you can have these moments too. So if you have these moments, it's called normal. Unfortunately, it can be sort of disconcerting if it doesn't usually happen to you and it is starting to happen. It's also a sign that maybe it's time to take a little time out and pause and consider, is this a healthy lifestyle that you're living right here? Because when we start experiencing this with some regularity, it can be to a place where it's a signal that our brain is saying, hang on, this isn't working so well for me anymore. And there are a number of things we can do to, shape it up, tighten up, getting it to work. But let's just go ahead and do it. So I'm going from not having these issues to, Abby is actually, I'm fine. Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Except for the trucks.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing it sort of like not how you would like to see it, but how it often commonly happens. And then we're going to turn it around, flip it, and try it the other way. So Amanda's that's normal for me. I've always had trouble with kids' names, and this is not me justifying. Is this true? Have I always had trouble?
Absolutely true. My son is still called my brother's name, and my son is 17 in the next generation down, but he still gets called my brother's name, which is true.
So what does that mean? It's really important to know about someone.
Your past history and the way that you use names interchangeably, and we all know which one is supposed to be the one responding. I respond to Amanda and Drew.
Sometimes I just go down the laundry list. What that means is you want to be careful that what you're noticing is a change, not something that is my pattern of behavior all along. So the thing that Abby's going to be doing is she's going to be showing us some evidence that she's changing a little bit. So she's going to tell me something, and then later in the day, and it's important to notice that it's frequently not in the same conversation, but it may be in the same day, it may be between one interaction and another. It's not routinely in the same interaction when we're talking about forgetfulness, just straight out forgetfulness. I'm going to go ahead and give you sort of that scenario. So Abby's going to tell me a story.
So, I went to Western Carolina University, right?
I do.
To be a teacher.
Yep.
So I joined a fraternity when I was in college, and most girls join a sorority, but I joined a fraternity. And the reason I joined that fraternity was because it was a band service fraternity. So it wasn't like the social with the drinking and the girls in the house. It was we would show up and do work for the band, so we supported the band. So I was in a fraternity, and I got called brother, but I'm actually a girl, and I never pledged a sorority, but I'm part of a
I guess I
fraternity.
never knew that. that was what that was.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, so that's the first time I hear the story. Okay? And then later on, that same day, or in another interaction, she says,
"Hey, I went to Western Carolina University to be a teacher."
Yeah, I do know that.
The cool thing about it was I was also in the marching band, and I joined a fraternity.
Abby?
Yeah.
I think we talked about this earlier today.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, was this sort of, because you were talking about how it's a fraternity, not a sorority.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
I'm wondering, so I'm really curious what's going on that's bringing that to mind? Because you brought it up a couple times today. I'm wondering if there's something that's happening.
Well, I was just thinking about how I've been a teacher my whole life, and it was just thinking about teaching, and you're a teacher too, and so when I saw you, I thought about that teaching. I would tell you about.
So, have you talked to some other folks today?
Well, yeah, we went to church this morning, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely talked to them.
Well, I wonder if when you were telling somebody, you were telling different people about it because it's really sticking.
I might have mentioned it a time or two. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was interesting.
So I already told you this today?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry about
that.
Well,
no, it's not something to be sorry about, but I am sort of curious. How have you been? I mean, that's not usual for you. I'm wondering, are you sort of, is something going on or different or?
Well, I don't know. I guess it just kind of popped into my mind again. And I just, so you're the teacher. And so when I saw you, I thought, hey, I'll tell her about
You'll tell me about that. And it popped in your mind again.
Yeah.
Are you sleeping as well as you usually do?
Oh, well, we found this kitten outside, and so it's been up at night. It meows.
Up a lot.
It's like a little kitten.
So I wonder if not sleeping maybe. Have you ever?
I haven't been sleeping very well.
Okay, so I'm pausing here because what I'm showing you is you don't have to ignore the thing that's happening, but you also.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's true. That whole story is true. The thing that I don't want to do is ignore the information because, and I didn't get really confrontational. I did help her recognize I did already hear this. I'm wondering if there's a reason why it either came up a lot and you might have misremembered telling me because you've actually told several different people about it, because in that moment it felt really important, really valuable. And often when these kind of things will pop up. But the other thing that I was trying to figure out is so what we call that is being supportive, because we do want to notice when somebody's having some changes. It's not okay to just pretend like, well, it's not happening. It's like, well, I wonder what's going on with her and leave it be. If I'm a good friend and I'm somebody who cares, it's actually, that moment where you can decide, I'm going to see what I can do with it. If or not this is something we could look at, because the amount of question that she has,
breaking up a little bit.
A little bit
higher.
Sure. The amount of questioning that she has about this, it's a little more than just, oh, that's right, I told your sister I meant to tell you. I wonder if this is more than just forgetful. I won't know until we do some exploration, until we do look at some of the potential causes that increase somebody's risk of being more forgetful, having a hard time holding on to details, not being able to recall for sure one thing or another thing. and also just wanting to check it out, to be honest. So now let's take a look and see whether or not we notice the next change. And this next change is from going from someone who is really still functioning really well and able to do things with a little bit of this question mark to a situation where we have somebody who is making mistakes in memory. And those mistakes could be a situation where they're misremembering data or they're missing data, even though that is what we've already talked about, we've already done. It can happen at multiple times in a day or in multiple episodes on a phone. It can also happen from beginning of an interaction to the end, but it doesn't tend to happen one right after the other. It's not truly a repetitive, just as soon as you say it again. It's different than that. There's a storyline, there are other things, and then we come back to it. So Abby's gonna come up with something that she tells me, and I'm also gonna have it be where I do something that's not helpful. And this is known as being in a diamond state for Abby. Abby gets very diamond, rigid, sort of inflexible. She really likes what she likes, and when she gets what she likes, things get better. If she's not getting what she likes, things get harder. She doesn't like change. She doesn't like things to be vague. She wants it to be black or white, yes or no. She wants it to be the way she wants it to be. Or she's really vague, and like to the point of vague where it's like, I'm not even, so what are you asking me to do? And so I'm trying to figure out what exactly she's looking for. Because frankly, it can be a little tricky. So that's the deal. All right.
So I should tell you something different.
Tell me something different than the other story. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to Amanda on the phone, and she's going to come over for lunch today. Did you want to come over for lunch today too?
Abby, I don't. So you talked to Amanda?
Yeah.
Well, hang on, because if you talk to Amanda, she's going on the cruise. So that's.
No. My sister, Amanda.
Yeah, your sister Amanda. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I just talked to her.
Okay, I mean, she's
on the
but
phone.
she's getting getting ready to go on the cruise.
No,
so
we're having lunch today. She said she was going to come over today. I wrote it down somewhere. It's on my calendar.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Here, look. No, there's no way that's what's happening because
I just had a phone conversation with her. And
I understand you might have talked to her.
Lunch.
No, she's not going to be coming over for lunch. There's no way she's coming over for lunch. She and Dan are getting ready to go on a cruise.
No, they're not. That was like that's coming.
So now I said Abby was rigid and inflexible, but who else is having a really hard time with this? Well, that's because she's wrong.
Not for me.
Okay, so for this situation, when I'm starting to notice this is a mistake in memory. I mean, yes, she might have talked to Abby and Amanda, and it might actually be on her phone that she talked to Amanda. I mean, there might actually be a record of a phone call. But the problem is that's not exactly what they talked about. She probably said she was going to lunch, and then they were going to do something, like they were going to be on the, but whatever it was, it isn't what she's saying. I mean, that's inaccurate. Now, not everybody who gets this sort of symptom is going to give you inaccurate information. They could just be really vague, or it could be about past life information, where they're pretty accurate, but then they just get stuck
like that
telling you.
marathon I ran?
Yeah.
I was running marathons.
Yeah, you have run marathons.
Yeah. It was really good too.
You were.
I won.
You
first place.
You finished
in the marathon.
You won the marathon?
Yeah.
I don't remember you winning the marathon. I thought you finished your leg of the.
I have a medal. They gave me a medal for winning.
Well, we all got the medals because we all finished.
Yeah, but they just give those to the little ones to everybody. I have the big one because
I thought, no, that's. When did you win? What marathon are you talking? Now, again, I'm really getting sucked into trying to figure out. Wait, that's not true. That's not accurate. So this is me needing to go, whoa, Teepa. When she says stuff like this, at this point in brain change, whether it's a delusional episode because something's going on with hydration or nourishment or medications, or because she's ill or because whatever it is.
Different care partner for the day.
Care partner for the day. She's in an unfamiliar place. So many options. Or because she's developing some brain changes of a dementia, and it tends to be more of a Lewy body type, or maybe a vascular type, or maybe, it's just not accurate. Me fussing about it and trying to get it right, it's not helpful, because I'm going to hear it over, and then she's going to remember the feeling that I was not supportive versus that she's wrong, I'm right. And it doesn't really
There's that lady
matter.
who doesn't listen to me.
Yeah. So Abby's going to let's do the phone call from Amanda.
Okay.
We'll do that one. Let's try that one. Let's see what happens.
All right. So, I'm glad you're here, but you can't stay very long.
Oh.
I just got off the phone with Amanda, and she's
Oh,
coming
you were
over
talking
for
to
lunch,
Amanda.
and I want to get
Oh.
everything set up because I don't want it to be a mess when she gets here.
Okay, so you're needing to clean up because Amanda's going to be, you talked to Amanda on the phone.
Yes, yeah, we just talked, and she's coming over for lunch, and I need to get stuff cleaned up.
Oh, so you heard she was coming over.
It's nice to see you, but you can't stay for very long.
I hear you. Huh. Abby, I'm wondering if there might be, Amanda might have made a mistake, or there's some kind of mistake going on.
Well, I don't think she
Well,
would. I just got off the phone.
You got off the phone with her, and it sounded like she was coming.
She's coming over for lunch.
Well, that's weird.
I was going to clean up everything, and then
you're going to spend a lot of time cleaning up and getting ready.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm fairly, I could be wrong, but I think I remember that she was getting ready to go on a trip, and she was going to call you. And I'm wondering if she misspoke, or there's a missed piece here.
Well, that's not like her. She's usually pretty good about it.
She's usually pretty good about it. So it makes me wonder about it. Because, tell you what, how about if I call and we find out, is she coming over?
What time she'll be here, so I know what time.
Let's find out what's going on. Yeah. Hey, Amanda. Yeah. So, Mom thought you might be heading over soon. She thought you were coming to... Oh, you're not. Okay. Well, I think she needs to know that because she's getting ready to clean up and stuff. Let her know that if you could let her know that something's going on and you're not going to be able to make it, that's probably helpful, because she thought you were coming. Okay. Here. Yeah. Let me let you. Coming? It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like something.
Hey, I thought you were going to be here in a little bit. I was just starting to clean up, and then this woman stopped by, and so Oh, something came up? Oh, well, shoot. I was looking forward to seeing you.
Okay, so let me just tell you, this takes a whole team. If I haven't been working with Amanda, this isn't going to play well, because she's going to have the reaction I had the first time when I'm doing the phone calls. She's like, no, I called and told her we were going on the cruise. I wasn't going to be there. I don't know where she got that idea. This is that idea where, especially with Lewy body or some dementias, where the person's brain just makes stuff up. It's not like it's missing data. It's like, oh, it's so frustrating, because this stuff just keeps coming up. And it's like, you have to be able to juggle, and you have to have a team that can juggle too, or you're working solo. And working solo is a lot harder. The fact that I can call Amanda and say, she thought you were coming over, and I let her know that then you have, something came up. Okay, well, if you could let her know that.
Instead of proving to me that she's on a cruise with the pictures.
So we're both on the same page. Getting her to understand that is not going to work. And it's not going to work because her brain's not working very well. Now, whether that switches around because it's just an immediate problem, or whether it's a longer term problem, here's a reality. We're the ones who got to do the shifting, because her brain is already shifting. And if that's the case, we need to have this strategy in place. So same thing with the marathon. Is it really matter if she won the medal and the rest of our medals look like crap? No. That may actually be important, because what she's telling me with that story, there's often a meaning behind the story. What do you think the meaning about Amanda coming over was all about? I mean, yeah, she's making mistakes about it, but what is she saying about her sister Amanda in this moment? And that's where we want to understand what's the undertone of the story. What do you think?
I'm missing her.
You're missing her. Yeah. And she's going to be gone, and you don't really...
I don't like her going on vacation.
You don't like her going on vacation.
Call her when I want to.
Because she's not going to be stopping by, and you're going to be different. You're going to be separated, and it's going to be a while, and now you're getting worried. And so now her brain says, well, she's not going anywhere. She's coming over for lunch right away. So it says, wow, that relationship is really deep and important. And so in that moment, it's like, wow, she's really feeling that sense of loss. And so letting her say that Amanda's not going to make it right now, what do I have to prepare myself for?
She's not coming.
Yeah, the emotion. I'm not, oh boy, this is hard. I know, I hate it. You've been so looking forward to it. Yeah, that could be the case. Here's the other thing that might happen. It's going to come up how often?
Hey, did you know Amanda's coming over for lunch?
Again and again and again.
Oh, you again. Guess what that reminds me of? When my sister's coming over for
every
lunch.
time you see me. So this is the tricky part. I trigger the thought. And that's the hard part, is I'm actually the trigger. And that's hard because I'm the backup for when Amanda's down. But every time I come, well, the sad part is it's reminding her damaged brain that I'm the backup, Amanda's out of town. But what it's telling her brain is Amanda's called, she's coming over. Because what she's actually telling me, she'd wish that she had Amanda, not me.
This lady.
It's just like, what am I going to say?
Showing up.
This lady keeps showing up. I know, yeah. But the problem is in this moment, and everybody might be saying, well, there's no way a woman who's older could have a daughter with dementia. Wrong. It can and does happen. We have older adults who might be taking care of their kids. They might be taking care of a sibling, a younger sibling. They might be taking care of a friend. This reality of it's not all about old people. It can be about younger people, people in their middle of their life that are starting to have some shifts in brain function. And it's not even, I would say, it's not always about dementia. It can be due to a variety of reasons why your brain is changing. And what we advocate for is live in the moment of it and figure out what you're going to do next. And is this a long-term plan, or is this just a quick fix until we figure out what med they put you on that is causing your brain not to work so well? Or how do we adjust what you're eating and how you're sleeping and what your stress level is and whether you have the right support in place?
Engagement with other people besides Amanda,
yeah,
so that she's not the only thing that
yeah, why did we let that happen for so long? Well, we just weren't thinking it was that intense.
Easy to get along with Amanda.
They do great. I mean, they're a good couple together, and so we let in couples. You're particularly at risk for this because you get comfortable with each other, and it is tough to break those bonds once we start seeing issues. Well, we're running low on time, almost, because we're getting there, right?
We are getting there.
I know. So now we're going to talk about another trend. We could spend more time. We could spend a lot of time on this. I don't understand why I can't drive. Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about it, because it's not just repeated stories. It's also missing pieces of data, which can, if I'm not careful, get somebody to feel paranoid and thinking that where are you getting that? That's not true. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Are you talking to somebody behind my back? And we've got to be super careful about that, because we've got to be thoughtful every time we introduce something that for the person we're introducing it to, it can actually be the first time they're hearing it. Even though this is the 15th time we've brought this topic up. When it's emotionally valid, what it means is their brain may reject it because it changes their life. And for instance, not driving changed your life. Losing control over a credit card, losing control over a house, losing control over, where you're spending time, what you're doing, having a job. It can all, losing a pet. It can all, losing a person, like somebody dies. It can be really hard for me to hold on to that data because I don't want it to be true. I mean, it also means sometimes if I dream about that person, I can have a really hard time realizing it was just a dream. No, I just talked to him in your dreams. And I don't mean it in a sarcastic way. I mean, you really did talk to them in your dreams because you're really missing them. The problem is you believe you really just talked to them. And so you're looking for them. You can't find them. And your brain totally eliminates the information that they died. And this was not an easy death. And you were there. And it's gone. It is gone in that moment. And the synapses may reconnect and refire, or they may not be available at all. They just are not connecting. So figuring that out, that's more in that pile of stuff. We could dig in more, but as I said, we're a little limited, and I want to move to the next transition, We need to notice when things are getting even more interesting. So what's happening now is your brain is actually losing connections with where you are in your life, when you are in your life, what else is going on in your life, what's happening that's present, and what's happening that is truly from your past. And that past may be a true past. It may be an emotional, it's called episodic. It's an episode of your life. And you can get looped in there and stuck in there. And it could be a great episode, or it could be a really tense episode. It could be a transitional episode that changed a lot of things for you. It could be a part of your life that really, it's an important feature of your life, but you're getting lost in it. So rather than it being a historic piece, like she used to run marathons, or Manda's going on a trip, let's say Manda is no longer present in this world and she's not available, then we've got a different issue on our mind, because Abby still believes it to be true. Running marathons, she thinks she hasn't run marathons in a long time. Guess who has to let go in that moment of the reality of time sense that that's not true. There's no way. She hasn't done this in 20 years. I don't understand why I can tell you why she's doing it, because her brain is damaged. So in those moments, it's like, I've got to figure out where she is. I've got to figure out what she thinks is going on. I've got to figure out the scenario. I've got to figure out the relationships, and I've got to figure out the emotion that's driving this. And this is really important that I figure this out, if at all possible. The challenge is she may also be missing some of the specific language and words and the ability to hold on to enough data to help me stay really connected really well. And it may be coming and going a little bit. We'll give it a try. I'll show you what classically happens if we're not careful, and then I'll flip it up and we'll actually dig in a little bit on what are some possibilities of making it a little bit better. So,
have you seen my car keys? I can't find them anywhere.
Well, your car keys?
Yes, I need to get to class.
No,
I'm late.
Remember, no. What do you mean you have to go to class? That doesn't make any sense. What class are you talking about?
Western Carolina, where I go to school. If I'm late for class again, I'm going to be in trouble. So I need to go.
This isn't making any sense.
Where are my
You
keys?
haven't been to Carolina. I mean, that was like years and years and years ago. I don't understand. Why are you talking about going to Carolina right now?
No, I have class in 20 minutes.
No, you don't have class in 20 minutes.
Then I'm going to be late, and it's going to be your fault.
This is ridiculous. You don't have keys because you can't drive anymore. You want to know why you can't drive anymore? The reason you can't. No, you are not an excellent driver. The reason you're not driving anymore.
Had an accident.
You have had 2 accidents. That is not true. And you got pulled over the highway patrol because you were going. Okay. Who is losing control right now? Who is so frigging frustrated with this that she can't think straight? Who is blown away by my confusion about where she is and what the heck is going on here? And what's happening is I'm escalating the emotion, which in fact is going to cause her brain to work less well. And what I'm also doing is she's already said a lot of the story. I'm just going to give you the backstory. The backstory is, some of the backstory at least, she wants to go away from me, from now, from the situation. She wants to go to a place where she had purpose, where she had value, where she was doing something that she felt really good at. So I'm just going to, Abby, check in. What kind of grades did you make at Carolina?
I made really good grades at Carolina.
What was your class?
Special education teacher and Spanish. I
you double majored? I
did.
Yeah, and you were on the dean's list?
I was on a magna cum laude and the dean's list, and there's a lot of the Spanish fraternities for honors society stuff. I did all of the things.
So notice, I said it was oftenly emotional, valuable time. So she's trying to get to a place where she feels like she's competent, she's skilled, she's good at stuff. And she's saying that she wants to go somewhere and she thinks there's this class. So in other words, her brain is going to absorb things. She's going to learn something and she's going to be smart again. And she also is talking about driving, which means she has a way to get somewhere. And guess where we've been all day? Guess who's been with her all day? Guess who might have been helping in lots of ways? But I'm not giving her a sense of value and purpose. And once again, I've become too much a part of the day, and what she's really trying to help me understand is she's tired of me. She's tired of here. She's tired of now. She's tired of what's happening to her. She doesn't know what's wrong, and she's really giving me all these messages. I need to feel better than I do right now about me. So when we're hearing stories and we're out of time and out of place and they're out of sync, those emerald episodes, what we're going to try is something different. And it's a case of validation, of empathy. It's a case of really recognizing, and we may want to actually be willing to shift person, place, activity. We've got to give the person what it is their primitive brain is telling them they need. If this really isn't what we do, this is going to continue and continue and continue. If somebody is giving us something, whether it's positive or whether it's negative, it's really important that we recognize, wow, this is really a message. And, it could be that she needs to go to the bathroom. See, this is how tricky this gets at this point in the disease.
Where's my cigarette somebody just put on there? Yeah. Somebody was like, they quit smoking.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's like, what?
You don't have cigarettes here anymore? You don't smoke anymore.
What are you talking about? And
you keep taking them.
Yeah. So that idea that our brain has a hard time adapting to the changes that their brain is exhibiting. So let's try it.
Have you seen my keys?
Oh, you're looking for your keys, the house keys or something else?
No, my car keys.
Oh, your car keys.
Yes, I gotta get going. I need to go. I'm late for class. If I don't leave now, I'm gonna be late.
You're late for class, so you need to get to class now. Yes. This class is the one on.
It's the class that I'm taking.
Oh, so is it all of the class, like just one?
It's for the teaching classes.
Oh, the teaching class. So you're
special education.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't realize. Oh, special ed. Yes. Oh, that's that's the thing you really love.
That's right. And kids with autism.
Kids with autism.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And you're wanting to get to that because do you have an assignment due or anything like that?
I just don't want to be late for class again.
Absolutely
I've been
not.
late a bunch of times.
Oh, well, I've got to tell you, I love you to pieces, but being on time has never been your strong suit.
Well, I think I'm getting better at it, though.
You're getting some better at it? Well, that's encouraging.
Right.
Oh, okay, so we need to get going.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I come along? I'd love to sort of see more of what...
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I thought I'd stop by and get a coffee while you're getting, on our way.
Coffee would be... We have to be quick,
I know you need to be quick.
Right.
Yeah, tell you what.
I would like
we can head out. Would you like coffee, though?
I would love some coffee.
Well, you probably could use it to stay awake.
That would be really helpful. Yeah. Coffee.
Now, I know you're a big coffee drinker.
I drink a lot of coffee.
You do? Yeah. So now, what do you like in it? A big one?
Yeah. Cream.
Okay.
Lots of cream.
Tell you what. Let's get going so we can get out of here and go get you something.
All right.
Oh, you know what? I better stop by the bathroom, though, real quick.
Oh, all right.
You want to make a break for it before we get out the door?
You know what? I usually do need to go once.
Okay, tell you what, I'm going to get the bag while you get. Now you have everything you need.
I'll pick up I'll grab my bag on the way
Okay,
out.
cool. Why don't you go to the bathroom first? I'm going to get my stuff. I'll get everything. We'll get ready to go. And nice.
All right.
Pause. So what am I going to change? Place. Because I can't change person. I'm it. That's all I've got. What else am I going to change? Focus. What did I find out? Now, did you notice how I'm actually checking out 2 possibilities of some unmet need? One of the needs might be to go to the bathroom. And it might be bowel or bladder. I don't know. Could be part of what's stirring the pot. It could be that she's thirsty. It could be that she's hungry. But I'm not going to figure that out in an argument. I'm going to figure that out by getting her closer, getting her to see these things. Accepting me to go along. I mean, it's the best I can do. She certainly doesn't have car keys. She certainly doesn't have a class to go to. But what we are going to do is go out, and I'm going to say, okay, now, you know what? I wonder if that class, now what time is the class again? If she brings it up, if she doesn't bring it up,
don't bring it up.
Shut up, Teepa.
Where's your harmonica?
Shut up, Teepa.
Stop asking
need to
about
quit asking
harmonica.
things that, if it's not something that's been talked about, I don't need to bring it up back again. So this is that moment where I'm traveling in time, but we're actually trying to find neutral ground. And what I'm actually trying to figure out is what will satisfy her. So if I can leave the space, will that satisfy her? If I give her something of value to do, will that satisfy her? If I can, and if we're got to get going because she's got to get to class, she wants to go on her own. Well, I don't know where your car keys are. I can drive though. I mean, if you need to get somewhere, I mean, because I can say, I don't know where the car keys are. I know she didn't have any, but I can say, I don't know where her car keys are, which is legit. I don't lie. And I can say, tell you what, I can drive. How about we get going? Ooh, I got to pee though.
Oh, yeah. It's good to go before you go.
That ooh sound. Ooh, I just thought of something. Ooh. Now, if when we're going, she's still looking for the class, I need you to help me out here because I don't know exactly where the class is being held.
Well, it's in a brick building. It's
in a
big
brick
one.
building.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we may have to look. Do you think it's down this highway or should we turn left here?
Well.
Should I pull it up on maps?
Yeah, because I'm
not
sure.
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you. Boy, I don't know my way because you're the one that does most of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pause here because what we've done is we've taken you through several transitions. We're also going to pause here because now there's thunder in the background, which you may not be able to hear at all, but it's looking more and more ominous. And there might be some lightning pretty soon. So as we're outside at Starbucks.
In Tennessee. People are
in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
We're in Gallatin, Tennessee, which is a little bit north of Nashville. Tomorrow we're going to be in Brentwood, Tennessee, which is a little bit south of Nashville. And in between, we're looking for some place to go and get dinner. We may find it here in town because we've heard of a couple good places, or we may cruise on down the road and get closer to, but we did stop by Grand Ole Opry this morning.
Yep.
So we're going to take a quick look just for a few seconds to see if there's anything in the feed here that Abby notices that we should respond to before we wrap up the session right now.
We've seen a few people asking about, can they get this, how can they watch this again later, or can they share this with somebody?
Yeah.
So what we do with our lives is we post them on our YouTube page. We do have it as a small 99-cent subscription, but all of them are posted and labeled with most of the topics that are covered. We cover a lot of things during the 45-minute sessions, but they're uploaded to our YouTube site. You can find them all there for 99 cents, and you can have access to all of them and watch them as many times as you want, because there is a lot of information in all of our lives.
There's a lot to learn. So, paranoia.
Oh yeah, right, paranoia.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm telling you, they keep coming in here.
What do you mean they keep coming in?
Those men coming in here,
what
and they leave their coffee cups on my counter.
That's your coffee cup.
No,
what are you
it's
talking
not.
about? I brought it to you from Starbucks.
No, I keep
Here,
mine
taste
in my
it's
cup.
yours.
No, this is not. I'm not drinking. I'm not getting that.
This is too. I got mine. This is yours.
No,
what are you talking?
These men keep.
There are no men that. What men are you talking about?
My cup is the one with the black top, and that's the one I always use.
That is.
So
you haven't had that.
Well,
cup
who else is leaving these here? Because it's not.
I'm telling you now. Let me just say again. I'm not in a good place to do this right now in that moment, because what you hear me doing is actually arguing that her paranoia is based on illegit. It's like,
for me,
if she looked at this cup, she already looked at this cup, and she didn't go, oh, that's my cup of coffee you just brought me. My brain should go, wow, her brain got lost. And when she says these men keep bringing cups in here, she's not in the right situation that I'm in. Because I just brought these 2 cups of coffee over to the table. So, something's happened. Now, I may not in that moment know what's happened, but what I need to recognize in that moment is her brain believes something has happened that doesn't feel safe, and she is concerned about what's causing it, where it's coming from. The last thing I want to do is be the thing that she thinks is causing it, because then she doesn't trust me, she doesn't like me. And if I'm going on the trail I'm going, then pretty soon I'm going to be involved in the men that are bringing things.
I'm going to put all my coffee cups in the trash can where they won't find them. Then they won't leave them anywhere. Then they won't even.
And so she won't drink things because she's concerned that people have been in there, and she thinks people are breaking in. So this is this thing where, again, it could have come from a dream. I'm not sure where it came from in this moment, but I need to cope in the moment and then go back and problem solve possible causes or conditions that might have precipitated it. But for right now, I've got an issue on my hand. So go ahead and start again.
So I don't know who keeps coming in here and leaving these cups. I think it's those men
I've
seen out working in
the guys.
Yard.
So the cups are showing up, and they are not cups that you brought in.
No. I put all my cups down in the. Let me show you where I put them. Look, they're down here in the trash can. So,
so you've started putting them, hiding them down there, so that nobody gets in them.
Because they've been leaving them everywhere.
And they leave them, and then
they come in here and they get the cups and
that's
leave
scary.
Them right.
That's not right. They shouldn't be coming in here and doing that.
That's right.
So you know what? This needs to get out of here right now. This shouldn't even have been here in the first place. I am so sorry that happened. You know, this really is concerning that somebody's.
To do something.
Okay, so now I'm wondering, when did it all start? Do you notice? Because you said it's been happening. You sort of
like months. I think
months have been happening.
So
wow.
You've been putting
so there's a bunch of coffee cups in there. So have you been drinking anything then?
Oh well.
Or how are you getting your?
I have coffee every day.
You have coffee every day?
I do.
Okay, well that's good at least.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need to get this dealt with because this is a scary thing.
I can't even use my cups
and the guys, because you don't know for sure which ones are theirs.
I don't want somebody to find them and
using them and using your cup. And so that it feels like people are. I
can't even get coffee anymore.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we need to do something for sure.
Yeah.
Tell you what. Yeah. How about we get some coffee and I'll put it in a mug.
The one that I usually use.
Well, I have one. I don't know if it's the one you usually use, but I've got a special mug.
All right.
Okay, it's a unicorn mug.
Can we put my name on it?
We can. It's also a unicorn mug.
Oh. Well, I like unicorns.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Is it a rainbow?
Yeah,
unicorn?
It's a rainbow unicorn. Yeah. Okay. So, in this moment, I'm concerned, as I well should be, because something's going on here. And if this is a new pattern, I want to pick up on that because there are a lot of things that could be precipitating these paranoid ideations. I want to figure it out. If it's part of the dementia that somebody's living with, I need to accept that. Wow, I've got to be super careful about stuff.
Yes, we do. Do we support the LGBTQ?
We certainly do.
We certainly do.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah. Oh, did you? Yeah. Did you notice that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we do that too. But the reality is, in this moment, we've got a lot of work to yet figure out. But in this moment, I can tell you she's in a better place for me not arguing with her. And since I know she still loves unicorns.
And coffee.
And
hasn't been getting any because I can't find any of my cups.
Yeah. I may look at whether or not we need a lot of caffeinated coffee, or maybe decaf might be a better option. But I'm just saying.
Well.
All right. Well, it hasn't started raining yet, but I've got a feeling we should wrap it up. And I want to thank you guys for stopping in, staying if you stayed, and for really doing what you do every day. The hard stuff, it's a process of learning and trying things out and making mistakes and figuring out, well, that didn't work. And being willing to own those mistakes for what they are. They're an opportunity to learn. And so, 42 years, I've been making mistakes and having lots of opportunities to learn.
I'm 40.
Thank you all. Yeah, it's fewer than that. Yeah.
She started 2 years before me. I'm the first child, so I'm not claiming responsibility for all of it.
I was done with school when she came along, but I was just in my beginning OT career. But before that, I was doing some definite care of people with brain changes, different kinds, well before I became a professional OT. So been around for quite some time. All right, everybody. For tonight, take care with care. We'll see you again soon. Be well, all.
Thanks, Beth Nolan, for moderating.
Thanks, Beth.
And anybody else who's on it by notice.
And anybody else.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Teepa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching. And if you liked, if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.teepasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.